Hey everyone, it's Jedd here from Disrupt Tutoring, and as always, it's such a pleasure to join you. Today we're going to deal with some factorizing, and I'm going to get straight into the questions. Now 4.1 says to us that we've got x squared minus xy. So we need to try and factorize that. Now remember guys, when you deal with a factorizing question, there's three things to ask yourself. The first thing you need to ask yourself is there a common factor that I can pull out? The second thing, if there isn't, the second thing you'll ask yourself is there a difference of two squares? If still you can't get the right answer or a yes is not applicable, then you move on to the next one and you say, is it a trinomial? And if that's not the right answer, then you need to try and play around with brackets or something like that. So let's look at 4.1 and ask those questions. The first thing, is there a highest common or is there a factor that I can pull out? And clearly there is an x in both of our terms, which means there is clearly a common factor that we can pull out, and that common factor is x. So if I pull out an x, what am I left with within the brackets? So I'm left with an x and I'm left with a minus y. How did I get to that? Well, if I multiply this back in using my distributive law, x times x gives us x squared, and x times minus y gives us minus xy. And that would be the right answer. Nicely done. Now let's move on to our next one. So the next one says 4.2, we've got 2 times x plus y minus t x plus y. Okay, so now let's look at that one. Is there a common factor that we can pull out? Not in the traditional sense, and we'll get back to that. Is there a difference of two squares? No, there isn't. Is it a trinomial? No, it clearly isn't either. So now let's have a look carefully at what we've got. So what's interesting for me is we've got these two brackets, this x plus y and x plus y. Now do you notice that is the exact same brackets in each of the terms? Now what's useful here is this is like a common factor that we can pull out. So let's pull out the x plus y as a full bracket. So we're going to pull out x plus y as a full bracket. What would we be left with? Well, let's open up a second pair of brackets. What would we multiply this x plus y by in this first term to get the same thing out? Well, it would simply be a 2. What would we do in the second term, multiply this x plus y by to get the same thing out? Well, that's clearly a minus t. And that would give us the right answer. So if we look at it, if we multiply this in, this would leave us with 2x plus y. And then if we multiply the second part of the bracket, we would be left with minus t x plus y. So you can see that again, you've got the right answer. Now another thing to notice when it comes to factorizing is we always end up with one term. So we move from more than one term to one term, always. So here we've got two terms, and that led us to one term. And here we have two terms, which led us to one term. So that's another quick check to make sure that you have factorized completely. That's all from me, guys. Very special thank you to our sponsors for making this video possible. Remember to visit our website for more of these epic tutorial videos. If you can't find the video that answers your question, remember you can send us your question and we'll respond with a personalized video. Until the next time, guys, stay epic.